Hold up. Before your mind fires off the next what if, hear this. You've tried everything. Ice baths, breathing hacks, pills, but anxiety keeps coming back. That's because they all treat the surface, not the root. The real root? It was planted the moment you felt separate from life, even before you had words. In the next few minutes, I'll trace that hidden wire back to its source. And I'll show you 2 exits most people never see. Miss one sentence and the loop keeps spinning. Catch it, and something may quietly break free. Anxiety is everywhere. It's like modern disease. Everyone is worried, afraid of what will happen. And if that's you, if you sometimes wake up in the morning with a shot of adrenaline running through your veins and you don't know how to stop it and how to end the cycle, this video is for you. Because every time you think about the future, what will happen, this anxiety shows up. And you recognize that by nervousness in the system. And you know that it doesn't feel good. The heart is racing, sweating breaks up, and palms are feeling funny. It's exhausting. Of course, you go and try to fix it by looking at the symptom and trying to get rid of it when it's already here. And there are so many wonderful techniques. And yeah, you can count, you can breathe, you can stop. But once anxiety is here, and that's all we do. Is just manage it. But what if we look at the root and find why and how exactly this anxiety is being created in the system, so that the mind can actually recognize that and stop it? Because it's the mind that is creating the anxiety with a single thought. Something bad is going to happen. Why are we afraid of that bad happening? It's because of the feeling. So working with many, many people over many years, I recognized and I found a way to get rid of it by exploring it deeply and finding the root. Yes, I do sometimes get worried, but only for a very short time. I see it, I stay with it, it's gone. It's possible to live without anxiety. It's absolutely possible for you as well. So here we go. Where is the root? The root is the feeling of separateness from the whole life. It's like, I am here, life is there, life is happening to me, and somehow I have to deal with it to make things happen the way that, not to feel the same way like I felt in the past when something bad happened. You see here, when we live, when we get experiences, we get some situations that are really terrible and uncomfortable, and yeah, the memory of that lingers, not just in the mind, but also in the cells, in the body, in the system. So, let's say something bad happened in childhood. Somebody called you names, or somebody told you to shut up, or you shouldn't be feeling, or anything, any traumatic event. It's still here. It's still waiting to be seen and released and freed. So what has this got to do with separateness? Well, the first traumatic event is being separate from the mother. When we are being born, we cry. We come here with a cry, and a feeling that this warm, nice, cozy, loving space is taken away from us. So we feel separate, individual. Even as a little baby, we don't even know the language yet, but we feel it. And when we learn the language, we are told, you are a little girl, you should behave like this, and if you want your mother's love, or if you want others to accept you, you should be a good girl. If you're a bad girl, love is going to be taken away from you. So we'll learn that we are individual, separate beings in control of our life. And that is at the root of anxiety. I'll tell you a little story from my own life. I remember I was 3 years old or something like that, very little. And I was napping one day during the day, and I wake up, and my mom is not there. Oh, I felt fear. I felt worry. I didn't know what was happening. And I started to cry. And I remember that because that was the time when I told the very first lie consciously. I lied to my mom. When she came back, she looked at me and she kind of took away my tears and says, "What's wrong?" And I was so ashamed and so conscious that I cried. So I lied. I said, "Mom, I had a dream, and I saw in a dream that you've been eaten by a wolf." My mom didn't believe it. But I remember that because in that moment of fear and anxiety, my mind was panicking, and I had to create a lie to pretend that everything is okay, that there is nothing wrong. But it was the dream. It was the dream's fault that I felt scared. Hmm. That's how it all starts. The manipulation, trying to fix outcomes. So here's a little story about me. So coming back to the root, feeling of separateness. It's all there. We believe that we are separate from life itself. I am here, life is there, and it's happening to me, and I have to manage and manipulate life so I get what I want. And I don't get to feel bad again. So, anxiety is really an alarm that's saying, oh, don't go there, don't do that, because you are going to feel bad like you felt before. You don't want that. So, it's a protection system. There's nothing wrong with this signal, but it's being interpreted as a danger. And then the body reacts, it contracts, it has its ways to respond to that uncomfortable thought. And you can know that by your own experience. And then what happens is that the mind says, aha, see, the body is tight, it's uncomfortable. That means it's a proof. It's a proof that something bad is going to happen. And so the feedback loop begins. There is a fearful thought about the future. There is a body's response to that thought. That response is being taken as a proof of the danger, and that brings up more reaction from the body, and you are stuck. And how does anxiety work? It's always thoughts about the future. What if this happens, that happens, and that happens, and I don't know how to deal in that situation, or I will feel lost, I will feel abandoned, people will laugh at me, and whatever thought stories are there, it's about the future. So we can see a dysfunction of the mind that it's always predicting what will be. That's how it's trying to protect from feeling bad or from feeling something unwanted by predicting what if the worst case scenario will happen. But we never question that worst case scenario. Okay, then, so what is the worst that can happen? Hmm? Kind of being curious about it and not being afraid of it, not shrugging away or hiding from it. It's exposed and it no longer has the power to hold us back. Try it next time. What is the worst that can happen? Show me. Let's see. What can you come up with? Yeah, try that. So let's sum up. The mind says that something bad is going to happen. The body responds by contraction. The mind says that this is the proof, this is the danger, because it feels tight. It's true. Then there is believing in that story, and you are stuck. You're anxious, you're worried, you cannot stop thinking, you cannot sleep at night, you wake up and thinking about something that is not happening. But let's look at this. Something bad is going to happen. What is going to happen? It's not just a story about the future, it's a story about the future feeling. Look at that. Something bad happened in the past. The mind remembers. It projects that to the future. In this situation, you may feel that again. You don't want that. Let's avoid that. Here is the way to avoid that. That's what anxiety is. It's a fear of future feeling. It's a feeling that is not happening now. The danger is imagined. It's completely fabricated. You can live without it. The exit is this. There are actually two exits. One is knowing that you don't know what will happen. Truly, you don't know. Nobody knows what will happen. Nobody has that power to know what will happen. We can guess, project, expect, hope, think what should be, but we don't know. You don't even know what will happen in 5 minutes. I don't know. Maybe electricity is going to get cut off and I cannot record this. I don't know. So I don't think about that. My mind is not thinking about what will be, thinking that it knows what will be. Yes, I can hope, expect, project, anticipate, but I don't know what will be. So it's kind of getting comfortable with not knowing what will happen, or the scary word uncertainty. But there is only one certain, that is everything is changing and we cannot know what will be. That's the truth. Now think about this. How many times your mind was saying that this will happen and that will happen and it will turn out this way, but it didn't. How many times it did? How many times your mind's prediction actually came true? Like percentage wise, 90%, 100%, maybe 5%. Check for yourself. But even if it's 5%, when it comes through, the mind says, see, I know. Could be just a guess. And it got it. But still, it wasn't exactly like the mind imagined. So this is one exit. Knowing that I don't know what will happen. And it's always been like that. So what I know is what is here right now, right this moment. And the future is not here yet. There is no future. There is an imagination about the future. An imagination about a feeling that is supposedly unsafe. And it needs to be avoided because something here needs to be protected from that feeling. Now let's see at the second exit. It is safe to feel. It is completely safe to feel whatever you are feeling. Whatever you are feeling right now, it's safe. Check it. Yeah, right here, right now. You're watching this video, sitting in the room or being outside or wherever you are. Have a look for yourself. Are you safe right now? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But it's better to have a look in your actual experience rather than think about stuff that is not happening. So if you are safe right now, are you feeling safe right now? And is it safe to feel what you are feeling? This is the key. This is the real exit. Is it safe to feel what you are feeling? Even if it's intense, if it's deep, if it's unwanted, doesn't matter, it is safe to feel. So when you bring your mind to this realization that it is safe to feel, it kind of loses its job, really. Because it's the protector here is protecting you from feeling what happened in the past again in the future, because that felt really uncomfortable. But if it's okay to feel it, it can happen in the future, and it may happen in the future, and it will, perhaps. But regardless, it is safe to feel it. So you don't need to do anything about it. Because see, when we have a feeling that we are not safe, From that feeling comes wanting safety, wanting to be safe, wanting safety in the future. And the mind starts trying to control the outcomes. It wants to control the outcomes in order to feel safe. But our biggest danger is a feeling, a sensation in the body. Isn't that liberating? Isn't that great to see? Because whatever sensation is happening in the body is not unsafe. Nothing happens to you if you feel deeply, if you feel intensely, let's say strong anger or deep love, joy or sadness. Nothing happens to you if you feel authentically, truly, deeply as it is. Okay, so let's go back now to the root of anxiety. The root of anxiety is feeling of separateness. And we do everything else, everything. The mind is doing everything to avoid that. By being busy, by being distracted, by not looking there. Because something precious is being hidden there. The truth. And the truth is you're not separate from life. There's only life. It's impossible to be separate from life itself. Everything is here. Everything is life, including the thoughts and feelings and sensations and sounds, and everything is life. And you are here as something in which everything comes and goes, as the space in which everything shows up, stays and goes. And there is nothing separate in there. And it never was. Actually, to see that is a little bit more complicated than just to watch one video, and yeah, it may happen also. But you may take some time to investigate and inquire into this core belief, because this core belief is the root of all anxiety. So when you know this, you may start being curious about this, or start finding out what is there that is separate from life, and how do you know that it's separate? How do you know that this separateness is here? Is that a sensation, a feeling, an idea, a thought, an image? You are none of that. And you never were any of that. You're experiencing this. And you don't need to be afraid of experiencing this, because nothing can happen to you. Let's take a deep breath. You are here. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with experience. There is nothing wrong with feeling. There is nothing wrong with thinking. There is nothing wrong with anxiety. As it comes in to say, oh, there is something being protected. There is fear of future feeling. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you see it and don't fight it. You face it. You meet it with the truth. And the truth is, you are here. This is showing up. This is here coming and going. It's not you. It's not who you are. It's not how you should be. It's not your personality. Being anxious can become an identity. I'm always anxious. I'm always afraid. I'm afraid of life. I'm afraid to get out and meet people because they will think something like that. That can become identity, a personality. But this is not you. This is just a habit. It's a learned behavior. It's because of these painful experiences that happened in the past that are remembered by the mind, projected into the future, and now you are being protected from feeling that again. So the freedom from anxiety, from the worry, from the fear, from all these unwanted thoughts that do not let you sleep and bring all kinds of sensations in the body is this. See this as it's happening. Don't judge it. Don't try to fix it. See it. Recognize it. This is the mind projecting the past into the future, believing it's real, the body is responding, reacting with all these symptoms, which confirms for the mind that yes, there is danger there. But truly, the body's reaction to the thought is saying that this is not true. This is not true. The body knows that it is not true. Therefore, it contracts. It says, oh, that thought is a lie. I don't like it. So the body's response is not a proof of future danger. It's a proof that the thought that you are believing, that you're entertaining, is not true. It's a lie. The truth is, reality is here. You are here. You are safe. And you can check that by looking, by experiencing yourself right now. Look at this. You're always safe. There's only right now. Always right now. And you don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to fix anxiety. You just need to see it and meet it. So, here we are. That's the key. That's the answer. And if you find this helpful or interesting, share it. Share it with a friend, not to go viral, but maybe somebody else needs to hear this message and just to see with the sanity, with the clear mind, how it works, why it works. And get curious about the root. I'm not saying it's easy or quick, but it's so worth it because you can't live your life without anxiety. You can be present to what is here. You can enjoy yourself and feel comfortable in your experience every day. No matter what feeling arises, you don't need to be afraid of it anymore. You can meet it, knowing that there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with that feeling. You are here as this beautiful, warm, open space in which life experience happens. Thank you for watching, and if this video has made an impact, if you felt something shift, please share in the comments. I love to hear from you. Bye for now.